Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Twitch chat, and welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evan. It's good to be back with y'all today. Good to see you, Brayherd. Good to see you, Bad Rocks. Good to see you, Hope. I want everyone to be having a good day because we're going back into the booth, And Brayherd, you have won the crown of Furstendom for this day. Congratulations, comrade. You have won not crown for self, but crown for our Sotska. Congratulations. Is crown for all of us. Hey, you're stuck in the waiting room of Discord. What? What? Why are you stuck in a chaotic waiting room? I hope you find the exit. Is this like the back rooms of the internet? Bad Roxy, that track reminds you of Persona 5. I wouldn't know. I've never played Persona 5. Big Egg JRPG Fix. You can go watch yesterday's VOD. Just keep rewatching the same VOD. Oh, you found the button. Yeah, there's that button. You got to accept the rules. That makes sense. Anyway, we're going to dive back into Papers, Please, so let's get to it. Anyway, I'm starting early today because I have the house mass today, so I need to have some time to get ready. So I figure, you know what? Go live 10 minutes early, finish 10 minutes early. Uh-oh, we've got a prediction already. What's this prediction? Will I get paid for 10 people? Oh. Hope Springs Journal. Breakthrough spinal surgery. Good morning, comradeskis. Oh, yes, hello. Yes, hello. Hello, Inspector. There's a small discrepancy with your finances. Ministry of Income was thoughtful not to notify us. It's best if you come with me. The ministry has discovered an anomaly in your earnings. You are under arrest pending a full audit of your recent activities. Your family will likely be held for questioning. The border will remain open under a replacement inspector. Glory to Otsotska. Well, that's a way to start. That is an ending. Good job, us. Now we know. The answer to that prediction is a no. So what's this game about? You are a border agent in a communist country, circa 1970s, 80s. And the ultimate goal, the best ending, is to get your family out and to a safer country, actually. But there's lots of different stories. And so that one, where things unfolded, we were given a gift of money, and we used it, and we got discovered. And so we got arrested. Let's try this again and see if we can do better. Congratulations, you have won the lottery. But I think this game is interesting in that it holds a lot of tension in sort of the complexities of life. It's like a resource management game and choices. Yeah. And so we start and we have the basic rules. All entrants must have passport, are Zoskin citizens only. Okay. Let's double check something on the regional map. Orvekvoner is in fact a real country. I will deny you entry so quickly because you are not Artsotskin. Would you be doing them all a favor by rejecting? Ah, but if you reject people, you don't get paid. You only get paid, and so you have to take care of your family. I thought it was number admitted. I could be wrong. But if you do it wrong, you get fined. Like if you let people in who aren't supposed to get in. But there's a tension between taking care of your family and everything else. Hey, Cordero! Welcome on in, Raiders. Hope you're doing well. How was the rest of your stream, Cordero? Welcome on in. Consequences of my actions? I know, right? You join us as we're at the border checkpoint here in Artsotska. We had to restart because I picked up from where we left off last week, and yeah, everything ended poorly. Like immediately I was arrested. You love this game? This is my first time playing it actually, but I know a lot of people who really like it, so I've been enjoying it. The gameplay loop is fun. But I think it also raised some interesting questions as the whole story unfolds. Hello, Mel. Have I played to Obra? No, I haven't. I've seen that, but... Okay, it is people processed. Look at that. We made money. We made $5 whole today. Drosco27, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Okay, from now on, foreigners with a valid passport are permitted to enter. Okay, put that down there. Republia, you're up to date. Lezernati. People's process makes it sound like Soylent Green. What if the secret ingredient to this cola is people? Oh, they already have that. It's called Soylent Cola. 82. Oh, no, you're... out of date. It was a mistake. I just renewed it. Too bad. Great game for predictions because you can just use the same prompt. Nice. We love a little Control-C, Control-V. Heihan is real. He is up to date. Great. Not his big face. He has no face. I ignore. He has no face. No faces in Artsotska. Oh, Bureaucracy Dystopia Simulator. Yep. Corporistan. Murderous. Hello, handsome. No. Please, no, no. I'm married. Please, no. No! Avert thine eyes. The day was cut short. Yeah, you don't say. Yeah, I lost money. It was cut short. Well, the answer to the prediction is big ol' fat no. Is this my first? Yeah, this is my first time ever playing it. I played it for the first time technically last week, so second, but entry for non-citizens is not regulated. All foreigners need an entry ticket. Okay. You about to get wrecked by communism? I already have been. Entry ticket is valid for today. Everything else seems to be in order. Get a text message from the superior asking for computer help. Can't really help him right now. All right. Where's your entry ticket? Correct date, Glorian. I have learned, anytime you see that card, that everything is in order. Please stop giving me that card. Valid, valid. It is important, but I don't know how to activate that story arc. Shingleton. Is Shingleton even real? Yes. Tekria, oh, buddy, wrong date. Come back another time. Just denied the first guy. Huh. What are you doing at... Oh, it's Georgie. We let him in. We eventually let him in last time. I literally can't let him in the first time. There's nothing to stamp to let him in. Okay, valid for today. Matches, still good. Caps lock is shortcut. No, it's cruise control for crew. But you still have to steer in cruise control. What? Validation city? I thought that was a real city. Whatever. You're just making my job so difficult today, Susan. Buddy. I'm sure you had surgery. I don't have any way to prove your identity, though, and I don't want another citation. Face! I'm getting better at catching the face. Oh, was it his birthday today? Republia Lesrenati. Okay. I thought that might have been misspelled. Because they sometimes try to do that as... Boston, you can enter today. Everything else is good. Great. This will probably be the last person I can process today. Called it. Hey, I processed 14 people. And I made $20. It's like my best day yet. Well, there's no need, but, you know. Okay, citizens must have an ID card. Foreigners are required an entry permit. Congrats, kid, on choosing hope. Regeg, Oscar, visit. What do you say? To visit, 14 days, enter by is good. Roger Jacob, 170, 70, 372. I don't have my Lendiforma. Okay, I don't have those memorized. You have ticket. You do not have permit. Which means you are not permitted. Watch your language. Visiting duration. Few months, great. Enter by dates, fine. Dabitha Runovish. Here's a little different. We'll see what the computer thinks. Okay, it thinks it's matching. Sharpika Helena. 6 months, visit, great. Ooh. How is it that you have an enter by date for a permit that wasn't even a thing? It's a forgery, I tell ya. Hey, Ringo Starr. Transit, 2 days. Nicholas Perrin, 3S1. Entry date is good. Okay. Wait. You have typo. We have very strict rules about spelling in Artsotska. Sergey, visit. 2 months. Enter by date's fine. That's fine. Face is fine. Sergey Morov. Oh, hey, I can finally fingerprint someone. No known aliases, eh? Well, his fingerprints do match, but he has no known aliases. What's his... Morov? I'm gonna deny entry. Georgie! Aw, man. Get in here, you. You adorable little scamp. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Coverstone is not real country. Missing passport, missing entry permit. Don't worry about it. Citizens must have ID card. He's just a little guy. You lost it? Well, I lost your entry permit. There, I let little Georgie in before he had Alton District, Lorenzo Diogo, 4412, 78, 87. Georgie is Rasputin, change your mind? No, he's adorable. What? Oh, expiration date. I didn't look at that. 3 months. This face does not match. Oh, no, sorry. Those do not match at all. Visit? You say transit. Which is it? Yorko 40, 84, 44. Oh, buddy, you. $60 days, that's 2 months. I could not come until now. Hey, Clutch! The Ministry of Admission. We will talk about your choices lately. Don't mind the bad lot that my colleagues hold. Hey, Clutch, how you doing? Okay, we need to keep an eye out for Vince Lestrade today. I'm doing pretty well. Checking out this game. Transiting, 2 days, 2 weeks, gross. Nope. Oh, cool. Visit for 2 months. Zappelli William. Oh. Enter date. Beautiful weeks passed by. Feast of Holy Trinity, Corpus Christi, Ascension Pentecost is beautiful. It is. It is being beautiful being Catholic. It's a great. I always love that sort of sequence of feasts. We do Corpus Christi on Sundays here in America. It's a national holiday? Nice. Immigrate forever. Enter by date's fine. Kemalov. I don't know why you'd want to move to Artsotska, but welcome in. Meep mess. Hey, we got Invisalign. Oh, he looks so sad and gray. Yeah, so that's supposed to be green, but I have to chroma key something to make him be visible. And I thought the shade of green I'd picked would work, but apparently not. So now we have the Invisalign priest, and it's just become a thing now. New liturgical colors. Still valid. Still good. 90 days. What? Oh, I didn't pay attention to what he was saying. Immigrate. The guy with the wife. Yeah, we'll let the wife through. We didn't. Last time we were like very strict by the books. But this time we're letting Georgie in with a Cobra-stan. Yeah, Beer Fox has some great tattoos. I've seen him IRL. Immigrate. Lajana Nivu. Okay, everything looks in order. Days, Julio Mateo. Work. 3 months, great. Stephanie Ivers, Fuinis. Visit 3 months. Todorovic. Face. Face! It's fine. Alton District, 165. Well, okay. 87. Matchy, Michael Polinsky. Someone entered my booth! I should have been able to process that. Well, I made enough money to pay for the upgrade booth. We're doing a lot better this time. Like, everyone's healthy. We haven't had to pay for medicine. We've been able to pay for food and heat. We have 2 coins. It's almost like you have experience. Yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about. That's impossible. Come to work. How long? A full year. Patrick Rosenfeld. Yorko City. Enter by date's good. Work until 83. a job here. 6 months. You're fine. Man named Dari Ludum promised me and my sister good work in Artsoska. I do not trust him. I'm afraid of him. He is in the line today. Please do something. Food service. I think everything looks pretty in order. Except your expiration date. Hey, Bob the Buildus, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Emir Sijic, Sumyorko City, is that what I said? 2 months work. You thought you were? It's all good. There's too many people on Twitch sometimes. It's like, I know them. They're in that one chat all the time. I'm following them on their channel. What do you mean I haven't been following them on their channel? 14 days. Itka faces good. Skull 84. Immigrate forever. Entry date's fine. Boston. For all those crying face in the crowd. I have a special prize for you, Derry. Visit. How long? 1 month. Okay. Your enter by date's out. I was busy. Well, I'm busy giving you red stamp. We do denounce human trafficking in this stream, for what it's worth. I do not support human trafficking. I don't think that... It's sad that that's sometimes something that has to be said. We also don't support things like that. How'd that affect the predictions there, Gale? Was that the dude? Was that what dude? The dude the woman told us about? We detained him. Human trafficking ring shut down! Woo. Well done, kids. No, it was the person before him. No weapons are caught. Oh, collections must be searched. Oh, good. And then this is going to cause a whole thing with the... month. Victor Elovison. Yeah, everything seems in order. You appreciate that the invasive scan gets deleted? Yeah. That's a good thing. Murderous is real. Well, I mean, I can always stamp over it. I mean, those are his fingerprints. He's older and balder and more goblin-like. Genestora. Tweetha Shahir. 52, 10, 23, 177, 88. Welcome home. What? Oh. You come to work, no working, Artsotska. Oh, she was Kalechi, and I forgot to search. That's totally on me. Yes, it's required. But not required if you don't want an entry stamp. You have been selected for a totally random search. Yeah. Visiting. Couple months. Interbright days find an honest Karin. I don't think that's a real place. It's not. What's name? What name? Very wow. Okay, Kowalski. Trust a Kowalski to have everything in order. Lendiforma, Orionka Bavla, 62, 318, 160. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to tell with the heights. Passport face. Aw, man. Yep. Chat recognizes the faces way better than I do. We have no stakes. Yeah, and 2 weeks. Alexi. Enter by date is not good. You have streaming stress takes 30% off your skill, at least. I lost $10. Kalechians file complaints. Yeah, I'm sure they would. Let's get the diplomats involved. I have money. Compromise. Compromise on the hill. Diplomatic envoy, Yorko City. I like that I tell a diplomat cause no trouble. Visit 3 months. Okay. Christian Sorrel. Is Korista City? Okay, Korista City is one. It's just not one I've seen much of. Okay, enter date's fine. That's fine. Oh, I was just wondering when I was going to see you guys. Enter by date's fine. That's fine. Face is fine. Sarah Kussler, no known aliases. But her fingerprints match, so... What? Her fingerprints match! I thought someone else without a matching name through, but their fingerprints matched? Like... Photo! It's always the photo! I thought that photo actually... I looked at that one and I said, that looks fine. The quality of the photos is pretty bad. I'm tilting out. Cisco is a great country, poisoned by corrupt leaders, wars make government greedy. Order of the Essex Star. Report him! There was no way to report him. This is interesting. What's interesting? Just the gobbledygook. Oh, yeah, yeah. You get a cipher. Are you serious? You get a cipher another day to read it properly. You lost it? Oh, that's too bad. You're a diplomat. What is a passport? How do you have an entry permit with a passport number, but you don't know what a passport is? Just asking for a friend. No, no. No, no, aliases. I'll let the guards handle this one. Vladimir Tchaikovsky, 1 month. You don't know what to say? Well, we'll let the guards sort that out. Cool, cool, cool. I hate that. Yeah. I mean, it is a dystopian representation of a nation. Like, this isn't meant to feel good in any way, shape, or form. Like, I actually feel like it's a fun gameplay loop, but I'm also like, wow, I feel really kind of gross playing this game just on, like, a general level. Are you the spy? Straight up asking. Don't think that's how you find a spy. And it's interesting that that's a deal you can't turn down. You can't burn the money, like the Ezek money that you get. Oh, Fardesto is a district. What do you know? You can choose not... Well, yes, this is true. What? Oh, issuing city. Okay, the face down ones are the fake ones we're gonna give. Or do we give the real ones? We gave the fake ones last time. Visit 8 weeks. Excuse me. Eugene Havenga. Man, I love Cobra Stan. It's always the photo. Oh, I meant to give the real ones. Oops. Oh well. Natalia, Margaris. Everything seems to match. Maybe I should try that, though, as a run. Like, don't detain anyone. Stupid work end date. Okay, he got a serious haircut, but I guess the face is still the same. Yuma, Arnia bowling, and those are her fingerprints. My hair's quite a bit different from your ID. Yeah, well, you dye yours like every 6 months. My hair is different from my ID because I had a ponytail when I got my driver's license here in New York. I coagulated at 26 and haven't changed since. That's a cursed way to put it. So he said visiting a couple of weeks. It's all good. That's all good. Everything seems in order. Wait, that's not the thing I stamp. What? This is important. We made $5. We made $5. We're still in black. It's okay. Regional Authority of East Creston and operations will visit today. Better hide the contraband. I'm glad these visits don't take up your actual time. Just notice that the time's just not. So, you are inspector here. That makes you my responsibility. You have received 17 citations. Perhaps it was a mistake to rely on lottery. Let this motivate you. Sufficient? Yes, I will hang it on the wall, Komritsky. Did we see the duck guy? Yeah, we saw the information person looking for the duck information. I gave him the fake stuff. I meant to give him the real stuff this time, but... Kyle, come on. Where's your passport? Murderous 84, 2FP. Face? No, I scanned face. I thought face too, but no face. You weren't able to get one? Well, I'm not able to give you an approved stamp. Well, yeah, why would Georgie come back? He's in the country now. Wait. No, that's how you spell Carista City. Never mind. Roxas! Kingdom Hearts confirmed! She is late! It's just like real Kingdom Hearts. Count agents already starting tomorrow. Okay. Let them PS. We are looking for Mikhail and Stephanie. What? Ah, see, it's the face. It's always the face. And then I get a face like this, and it's like, that doesn't match. And then it's like, nope, it's fine. $30 enter by date's fine. Oh, buddy. Freseva. F. Truglorian. Late again? They're all late. They're late. They're late for a very important date. Thank you for wasting my time. Days, that's fine, that's fine. Everything looks fine. Two weeks, enter date's fine, that all matches. We have no proof of names. Hey, we made good money today. We made $20. Meeting time. Hope we have a good meeting. Okay, we're on the lookout for Mikhail and Stephanie. Yeah, the family's in great shape this time. Yeah, Mikhail, Sartov, and Stephanie Greer. Seriously? Was that a forged entry permit? I guess I didn't look at the stamp that closely. Enter by date's fine. Let's see. Because of this, I will actually get dinged for some monies letting these people in. Visit friends. How long? A couple of months. 82. Whatever Christians. Ah! I need to be on the lookout for those stamps better. In fact, I'm just going to leave this page open. Wait a minute. Mikhail Sertayov. Guess what, buddy? You're gonna cost me some money, but... Two months, visit, those match, names match, picture matches. Just make sure. You're being detained. That feels bad. If he left before something was issued and he can't get back into the country to get it, but he can't get into the country in general. Rosenfield. Lau Lillian. Immigrate. Entered it by date's fine. Those match. Philip Run. Gloria Man. Face. No, I looked at the face. that face matched, and look, I got no citation. Oh, that was forged diplomatic. I was worried about that. I was like, I wonder if that's a forged diplomatic authorization. Work 30 days. Work until's fine. That's fine. I really need to find this Stephanie forged entry permit. Oh my goodness. Dang it. I'm just screwing up all over the place. I'm gonna lose so much money today. No food from father today, yeah. I mean, this game does a good job of really kind of strange man brought money. Unchecked and burn it. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna go with food and the upgrade for now. We're just no heat tonight. But this game does a really good job of really throwing you into that tension of caring for your family and then having to do this terrible job. Yeah. Anyway, I need a quick bio break, so we're just going to take a quick ad break. We'll be right back. I'm back. Feels like real life doing a terrible job to take every family a little bit, except I think this is even worse than... Oh, that's new. We didn't have that symbol on our newspaper last time. Oh, good morning, Inspector. I have a few questions for you. There's a problem with the metro last night. I walked to work. Maybe I let Stephanie in and I just didn't notice it. Have you seen anything like this? No, I got nothing. Yes? Wait. I'm being forced to give info? Or I'm just being told to keep an eye out for it. Guess I'm being told to keep an eye out for it. Transiting, how long? 2 weeks. 3 CQ. That is subtle. It just has everything nice, neat, and in order. Okay, Vastillo is a place. 179 shore, 87 shore. Messa, 47, 816. Oh, this is the guy who wants us to look for engineers. These are a little bit different fingerprints there, bud. Yeah, I could never do this in real life. It'd be like, if you remember in The Incredibles, when the dad is like working at his job in insurance, is like telling the little lady how to bypass everything. I like my plaque. You know what you used to do, kinda? Well, I think you were doing good things with that. Glad to be out personal lines. I could also understand that. Tina Optkef. Oh, you am engineer here. Have I'm not licensed in your state, but I can give advice. Fortunately, through religious life, I am well covered. Enter date's fine. That matches. Marcin Grusutski. And that is a real stamp. Okay. EE. Gustav Meyer. No! Quit cutting my day short. I need my day. Look, my family, they are gold. Ezek, quit trying to give me all these gifts. I can't. I'll be discovered. Anyway, we're gonna swap food for heat today. Moa gets a new director. Stricter protocols. Oh boy. The detention kickbacks kind of come randomly because the dude's like, I can't give you all the money right now. We need the ID supplement now. Expiration date 12/10. Mustache 76 kilograms 161. Ready? Do you say visit 30 days? Yurko City. Visiting friends, 14 days. Okay. Roger, Alexander Pavin, straight hair. Expiration date's fine, 54 kilograms, 170. Korista City. Ah, here he comes. Good morning. You have detained 7 people. Bonus is good. They pay okay. This is not enough. I know. My wife is sick. Never spreads flu. It's okay. Take care of wife. Medicine for family important. Please. No. Take care of family. Capito. His wife, liver, is sick and needs more medicine. Vodka. Hey. Valid issuing city. Dang it. I thought that was a real city. I haven't thought about that. I didn't say anything out loud, but I was like, I think that's a real city. Octovalis, 190.85. Buddy, you're a little shorter than you say. It is a natural difference. No! You don't report that you're one height and then are another. Have you been on a dating app? Oh, no, actually. Those were invented after I entered seminary and never had a need for them. You can have your pennant back. I do not care. One full year, so that goes to 84. Okay, 172, 178. I think if they're an engineer, everything's basically in order. Which is what I'd expect from engineers. Transiting for 2 weeks. Bjorn. Engineers, only the best fraud. No, I'm saying there's no fraud. Dang it, I forgot to look at expiration date. I've met your college roommate. You married my college roommate. Diplomatic authority. Oh, right. I need to go to map. This is Obristan. Okay, that is a real seal. Accounting, that's not a real job. There's no money in Artsotska. Look, now everyone's hungry. Oh, my son is sick. Sorry, son. We're gonna buy heat today. And that will hopefully help you get better. That didn't work so well last time. You know, well, you're not wrong. Daily bulletins will now contain a list of 3 most wanted criminals. Oh, I gotta look out for these faces. Put the rules there so I can keep the faces present. Well, that was easy. And we might still be looking for Stephanie. Need 2 kilograms, 174. Expiration date's fine, but just barely. That's fine. That's fine. Those match. Names match. Okay, that picture kind of looked like that one. So that's why I was curious. Where's your entry permit? Oh, good. You wasted my time. Undevoked. If you're working for 3 months, that's fine. And that's going to be like a faked document. Nope. Okay, it was real. Whew. Oh, engineer. There you go. Half a year. So 83.7. Julia. You know what? You're an engineer. I know everything's in order. Kilograms, 181, sure. Visit for a few months. T7. I swear I read the names on that one, but okay, so we're just looking for this face up top. Buddy, you gave me both passports. It's funny story. I tell you everything. Yeah, well, first you tell guards the whole story. It's fine. Although it is theoretically possible in our world that someone could have multiple passports. I know people with multiple passports. Nope, not her. But that's okay. She's been selected for a random search anyway. I agree. It does look like that face, but again, the quality of the printing in the newspapers is not the best. Transit, how long? 2 days. Q, Stephanie. Wait. Stephanie. First, let's get in the order. We found her! Citation, missing ID supplement. Oops. That's fine. 78 kilograms. It's always the guys who lie about their weight. Tall forehead, that tracks. Okay, a couple of weeks. Olsen, Michaela. That's fine. 50. Ma'am? Okay, last person. Krug. Ooh. Buddy, sorry, your expiration date. Your son is sick. Yes, but everyone else is fine. Okay, I can't upgrade the booth right now. But that's okay, because I think spacebar and double click 6 of one, half dozen of another, and this way I can buy food or buy medicine. Looking at the time, though, I don't think I have enough time for another full day. So I think we're going to call it there. So we'll sleep and we'll get the next day started. Minister of Finance missing. Oh, that's not good. So we'll call it there for the day. So thanks so much for tuning in to the Let Us Play. I've been your host, Father Evan. It's been good to keep looking at Papers, Please here. It's kind of like staring into an abyss sometimes, honestly. And I love and hate how well gamified it is. But we're going to keep playing it a little bit more, at least finish off this loop. I kind of want to see if we can get the good ending of escaping and getting a better life for our family. Just in time for the ending here. Love your enemies. It was the core message of the gospel today, and it's an important one, but it's one where it's like, wow, that is not an easy message. Not an easy one to live out. You know, it sounds so good on paper, but dang, actually doing it's another thing. But I think one that's necessary for us. But yeah, so thanks so much for tuning in to Let's Play. Thank you to everyone who's liked, followed, subscribed, given bits, all that good jazz. Thank you for checking out the YouTube and the Discord. And why don't we see who's live? Oh, tomorrow, Minecraft, as always. Thursday, more Link's Awakening. Next week, Birth by Sleep. More of this on Tuesday. Minecraft Wednesdays. And I'm going to be doing a bonus stream on Wednesday evenings, a collab with some other streamers. So I'm not going to announce who or what yet. I'll wait until the leader of the project says that, but that might be a couple weeks long thing, so it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's a great crew. But keep an eye out for that on Wednesday evenings, probably starting 6 p.m. Eastern time. So not tomorrow, but next week is when it will start. So yeah, I think that's everything. So thanks so much again for tuning in. And why don't we see who's live that we can raid into? Wow, like none of my mutuals are live, so we're just gonna sign off for today. So again, thank you for tuning in, and hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, and God bless.